Peace and high frequencies, everybody. Um, I gotta talk about the dream. It's energy in the air right now. We were sharing that in our private group this morning, and it woke me up, and other people feel it too. I was gonna get out the bed and get myself together and do this video. My spirit was like, don't get out the bed. Stay in this energy. And my third eye, you see, I'm rubbing this just, it's like, it's not itching, but I don't know, it started to, want this friction. It wants this friction. But anyway, I'm going to share with you all the dream because it was the first dream this week, actually. Whew. Except for the dream on the I Ching and doing the divination that I shared on my Instagram. That was yesterday, but the dream last night, vivid. So that was his family, and they were like, some type of movie stars or music artist. That's what it was. Her husband was a music artist. And she, the lady who I knew in the dream, was married to this rap artist. They were older and had children, but they had this baby. Now, I tell y'all, it's always this baby. She had a baby boy. She was holding him, and she had to go do something, she said. So she gives me this little baby boy. Now, I forgot, even before it got to that part, it segued to that from me in this dream at this apartment, felt like. And I was interviewing for this job, and I was sharing with them my experience, my job experience, which was my real job experience here in this realm. I was telling them about my first job when I was 18, about when I used to work at Health South, which is this little boy who had been in a fire, and his entire body had been burnt. And this actually happened in this reality, y'all. And I was 20 years old when I worked there. I was front desk attendant. And he had been in a severe fire, and his entire body burned. You couldn't make out face, features, anything. When I first saw him, and I said this in the dream, when I first saw him, I kind of was taken aback because I had never seen anybody burnt from head to toe like that. But he didn't feel he was healed, and he was a child. He had to be about 7 or 8. He knew that he had been in a house fire. He was burnt, but he didn't care. He didn't move around like it was a problem. And at first I was taken aback, and then he spoke to me, and I said, hey, I took my shock factor away to speak to the baby. And then, I went about my job. Now, remind you, y'all, I'm 20 years old when this happened. I was pregnant with my son, too, at the time. I was 20 years old, so this is almost 21 years ago. And so I would come to work and sit down. I was front desk attendant, so I was the first person people would see coming in. And at Health South is a rehabilitation center for people who, have been, in a house fire like he was, to go to rehab or therapy or, a lot of various different things. So the little boy would come down. I'm giving y'all this backstory. I don't know why, but Spirit's telling me to do it. The little boy would come down and sit with me. He would like to sit at my desk and talk to me. And so I got to the point where I didn't see his burns anymore. And y'all, when I tell y'all burns, I ain't talking about, oh, I touched the iron that's hot or I touched the stove. His skin was off of his body, y'all. He didn't have no more skin. His body was trying to repair back. It was like part of it was pink and part of it was blue, like black. His skin tone part of it was pink. Like he had been totally stripped of skin. He had no facial features. Like he had totally been burned from the fire. And I had got to the point where I saw beyond. I didn't even see it anymore. And I could talk and play. And we had conversation. And every day I come to work, he liked to come down there, speak to me, and sit with me. So it was interesting. The dream, the first part, I remember I was interviewing for this job and I was telling the lady about that. I was sharing with her about him. So the dream segues from that to where I told you about the lady that's married to the famous rap artist, and they had a baby. She was holding the baby on her hip. She had to do something. She was tired of holding the baby, and she gave the baby to me. And now I was the caregiver for the baby, and she never came back. And I was like, she never came back for this baby. Like, what am I supposed to do? Like, I just got this baby. She was doing her own thing. She didn't come back for the baby. So now the baby was in my total care. Then the dream flips to where one of her sons was also a music artist or a rap artist. And he had a video where it was so many girls that wanted to be in a video shoot. He chose me to be in a video shoot. He wanted me to be the main woman or girl of attention in the video. So, no, birds. So then I'm like, okay. So I just said, show me what I need to do. So he showed me the dance I need to do. And then at the end, to improvise. He said, when I come over there and choose you, you can do whatever dance and improvise like you want to. And I was like, okay. So I had to get dressed, and they had, clothing and stuff for me to put on. Now, when I got dressed, I was walking around to go to the set. I looked in the mirror. Y'all look in the mirror. I'm a whole model. Like, I am tall because I'm 5'4" in real life. I was tall. I'm telling y'all, I had to be 5'11", 6 feet, and heels on. Then I was this beautiful black skin. Like, my skin was black, and my hair was black and beautiful. And I looked in the mirror. I looked, and I was a whole different person. I was a whole model. And then that's when, I was taken aback by what I looked like. I was like, whoa. Interesting. So then it goes from there. We do the video shoot. The mother comes back, but the mother still isn't trying to get the baby. I'm still having to watch the baby. Now, I'm having to watch the baby. It's similar to my other dream I had when I told y'all there was this energy and entity after this baby. I was out, and there was this homeless man that tried to befriend me. And the baby was outside playing and running, and he was trying to get the child. And by this time, I have another child. I want the baby on the hip. This child had to be about 2 or 3 or so, and it was connected to me from some other parents that I had to care over this child. All right, then the dream flips from there. Hold on, get a little fuzz, but it flips from there. And now I am in the driveway. I pull up to this driveway at my parents' home, and there are all these cars. I'm like, all these people here at the house. And so I get out my car, And then my guy friend is there. And so, and I told y'all, I always have a dream about him. Like if I'm laying next to him or we sitting together or anything, like he always hop in my dream. And I don't know why he was in my dream last night. I was at home, but he was in my dream. And we're standing outside of, he had like a Jeep. And I think he said, look up at the sky, it's a full moon or something. I look up at the sky and it was a full moon. And I was like, well, I don't know, it's full moon tonight. And then I turned around and we kissed. And then I looked back up at the moon and then I woke up.